Hello folks, and welcome to our last video of chapter 9, which is going to be the effects of exercise on muscles. One rule that's going to govern training of muscles, and that is the overload principle. And it essentially says that muscles are going to grow stronger when they're forced to work harder than usual. So if you use your muscle, it can improve and adapt to a circumstance. But if you don't use it, it will atrophy or break down. So the first type of exercise we're going to talk about when it comes to using it and improving your overall muscles is going to be aerobic or endurance exercise. So how does the body adapt when you're doing endurance exercise or aerobic exercise? What's some examples of that? Jumping jacks, squats, dancing, running the stairs, jumping rope, etc., etc. Well, when you actually do aerobic exercise, well, your muscles are going to allow itself to make more capillaries, more mitochondria, and guess what? More myoglobin. Because since we're talking about endurance, we're talking about those slow oxidative fibers, right? And that means we're also talking about using cell respiration to make sure you can complete those long kind of marathon aerobic exercise. So it will cause changes in your vascular system, so more capillaries. And it will cause more mitochondrial remodeling and also more mitochondria in general because you want to be continually making ATP. And so when you have more myoglobin as well for that oxygen delivery, that means you're going to overall make oxygen efficiency way better throughout the body. You also are going to have better fatigue resistance. So just think about that. You're going to be able to jump rope for a longer time, swim for a longer time, run for a longer time. So overall, you get to improve your endurance. Another cool thing that happens is some of those fast glycolytic fibers can actually shift to become fast oxidative fibers. Now remember, we said fast oxidative fibers are kind of in the middle. They can have anaerobic and aerobic qualities. Well, guess what? Those fast glycolytic can transform to those fast oxidatives and be able to increase endurance that way as well. The same overload principle is when you're using resistance exercise. So the way that resistance exercise is going to adapt as it's improving muscle is going to be in a lot of different ways as well, just like we saw with aerobic. Well, first, let's get some examples of resistance. Resistance bands you can use, dumbbells you can use. So we have some lateral shoulder raises, some bent over back rows, reverse lunges with the dumbbell, okay? These are going to be all different types of resistance exercises. And what are they going to do? Number one, hypertrophy. Hypertrophy means you're going to increase the fiber size, the muscle fiber size. That means we're going to increase the thickness of that muscle. Okay, so it's not going to increase stamina or endurance, but it will increase power and therefore size. It's also going to add myofibrils. So if you are going to make your overall muscles thicker in diameter, meaning larger, then you are going to be adding more myofibrils, which means you're also going to be storing more glycogen, and you'll probably need to have more connective tissue as well. And the cool thing is that your nervous system ends up improving too. Why? Because you're going to have better motor unit recruitment and therefore synchronization. So that's going to become more efficient. And some of those fast oxidative fibers that are used for like endurance, like walking and sprinting at a moderate pace, they can actually shift to fast glycolytic fibers. So again, we have a focus on power over time. So that means if we're thinking of the overload principle when it comes to resistance training, we want to make sure that we are progressing over time. So you're going to increase the load, you're going to increase the reps and increase the set with proper form to improve your muscles at a progressive amount of time. And then don't forget to be giving your muscles around 48 hours to recover. And really what that means is give around 48 hours to recover different muscle groups. So if you're going to focus on arms and back, then allow 48 hours and just focus on legs and glutes at that point. Give it 48 hours and go back and focus on, your arms and back again. It just depends on what kind of option you want to create. This is why you have some folks who focus only on endurance or some folks who focus only on resistance exercise. But of course, using both is going to be very helpful. If you want to be able to do things like walk upstairs and not feel like you're out of breath or huffing and puffing, you need to build on your endurance. So you need to be doing aerobic exercise. But if you want to work on, say, something like diabetes and getting some of that sugar out your muscles and building your muscles up, then you probably want to be focusing on resistance exercise. Either way, both exercises are going to help you by improving and adapting your overall experience in life. It can connect your nervous system beyond just the motor units. I mean, There's also studies of saying exercise and how it relates to just having a better outlook on life and having a better physical appearance, which can also help with depression, little things like that that can also connect. To end it off, just remember that, yes, if you do not use your muscles and you don't have them doing anything, they're not growing in any kind of way with any power, you're not helping with endurance, then yes, they can atrophy. And yes, that can be painful for some folks. Okay, folks, so just keep that in mind. I hope chapter 9 was a good experience for you, and I will see you in the next chapter. Bye-bye.